Welcome to the Spiritually Empowered Podcast, your virtual sanctuary for soul growth, spiritual healing, divine purpose, and conscious manifestation. Together we'll explore mysticism and magic, Buddhist and yogic teachings for inner liberation, shamanic energy medicine, psychic development, and tools to wield your power and protect your energy during this time of global awakening. I'm Ashley Coleman, ordained shamanic minister, advanced energy medicine practitioner, spiritual teacher, and devoted student of life's deepest mysteries. I'm here to help you alchemize ancient soul wounds, reclaim your power, and rise into your sacred calling to bring healing to this world in a way that only you can. I'm so honored to be here with you. Let's dive in. As someone who has been on this path of healing and awakening and serving others with my soul's gifts for over a decade, I still struggle with my depth of feeling. This is the greatest gift of the empath, your capacity to feel. And in last week's Mystic Monday episode, we talked about the journey of awakening to your purpose as a light worker, as a healer, as somebody who is here to help bring harmony back to an imbalanced world. In today's episode, I'm sharing from my heart around today felt hard. I am still sober today, thank goodness. It's been a decade of not numbing out using substances for me, and I'm grateful for that. And I really want to bring you into the sobering reality of being a mystic and a healer and an empath on this planet today. Welcome back to Mystic Monday. I am your spiritual teacher, friend, and guide and shamanic minister, Ashley. And I'm so happy that you're here. How about we take a deep breath together? Drop the jaw, sigh out. The greatest gift of an empathic soul is our depth of feeling. And a gift needs to be wielded because remember that yin and yang symbol, if you're familiar, the light is in the dark and the dark is in the light. Within a gift is a challenge, and within a challenge is a gift. That is the truth of this experience on earth, duality. And within duality is non-duality. So your greatest gift, if you resonate with that, your deep feelings, they pre-awakening were probably the source of your greatest suffering. Before I woke up to the reality of who I am as a soul, not only did I struggle with addiction and codependency and everything that comes with that, eating disorders, etc. But before those outlets, I struggled with my emotions. I struggled with feeling like nobody experienced life as deeply as me. I felt really alone. And there was a phase in my journey of awakening where I remembered my soul type, that I am not here to fit in, that I am not here to blend in, but I am here to serve and to be a permission slip for people to be unnumb. I don't know about you, but I find so much peace and healing on a dark highway by myself. On an adventure, maybe it's my moon in Sagittarius, but I feel so much peace. And I have the capacity to experience love in such a penetrating way. I weep and I cry and I feel love and joy coursing through my veins. I am alive. And my pain is that way too. It's deep. It feels hard. It feels intense. And I've struggled with negative self-talk for a long time. You shouldn't feel this way because you're healthy, because you have money, because, and that's what my parents, unfortunately, they didn't intend to, but that's what they put upon me. And with my depression and my sadness, you should understand how well off you are and not feel that way. So that's called shame. So if you ever feel like you shouldn't feel the way you feel, that only sinks you deeper into resistance. For so long, I ran from my emotions. I ran. And then when I had my awakening, I got the supernatural strength to stop running. That triggered awakening, Yoga 101, that class in the previous Mystic Monday episode, I experienced a Yoga 101 course in college. I didn't need the credit. I was failing out of college. And I experienced that class, and that was my triggered awakening. And I got high, so to speak, on waking up to my soul's truth. And this is why you've struggled. For so long, I felt crazy. I felt defective. And when I had that awakening, I realized that other people experience what I experience. And here they are trickling into my life. It was a book I read called Lightworker. I believe the author's first name is Savannah. It was a book called Lightworker. And it woke me up to I am not defective, I am chosen. And really take that in. I'm speaking right to your heart. You are not defective, you are chosen. You feel things that other people aren't willing to feel, so they can't heal it. You have to feel things in order to heal them. And after running from my emotions and suppressing with pot and suppressing with toxic love and suppressing, my awakening said, you cannot run. And I got supernatural strength to start to actually face the boogeyman. So, what was I running from? I thought I was running from my demons and they were so scary and this fear and this Pandora's box of truth. I didn't want to face the truth that the partner I was with was completely wrong for me. I wasn't ready for that. So once I woke up, I got supernatural strength from God, from how I understand God to be, my creator, not in a religious sense, but in a mystic sense. The mystic's path is about you write your own story. Who is God to you? What is love to you? I believe that God has feminine essence and masculine essence, and God is both transcendent, above and beyond the earth and this experience, and immanent, which means inside matter, above and beyond, transcendent, and immanent within duality, here, right now. And the famous mystic Rumi says, what you are looking for is closer than the big vein on your neck. So I stepped into supernatural strength. I had my awakening. I was raised Southern Baptist, and I didn't feel God in that room. I found God through the mystic's path, my own way. And that gave me the strength to face the truths that I were avoiding. I realized I'm in the wrong relationship, and I prayed, please lift this attachment from me. One of the mystic's powers, if not the core power of the mystic, is prayer and invocation. You are here to use your voice to conjure heavenly energies to benefit and support the healing of this planet and all beings. So if you haven't invoked heaven onto the planet today, what are you doing? I call forward heavenly energies into my life. Thank you for helping me heal. Thank you for lifting the sorrow from me. Thank you for blessing my mother today and blessing my father. The mystic's power, one of the core powers of the mystic is to invoke heavenly energies onto this planet. You are a bridge and you feel deeply for a reason. You feel deeply for a reason. So I invoked prayer over my life. And when I tell you the next night, the attachment to that toxic love lifted and I moved on with my life and I got the keys to my 1-bedroom apartment. I was living with him at the time. I got the keys to my apartment and I cried because I knew I had broken the curse. I knew I had finally found the supernatural spiritual strength to let go. And I shut my apartment door. It was me and my ferret. Her name was Luna. I loved her so much, my ferret. I shut the door, and what became the priority for me was this contract with God right here. I said to myself, Ashley, I am never leaving you again. I had left myself with pot. I had left myself with toxic love. I had self-abandoned. So what became the number one mission and soul contract over my life, I declared it to be so, is Ashley, I am never leaving you again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for letting someone enter your body when you were a no. I'm sorry for squeezing your truth and not speaking up when your body said speak. I had lost integrity and I built it back up and it became the most important thing for me. That is a contract with God from this moment forward. I'm never leaving myself again. And after that, I shut the door. I let go of so many friendships. I let go of the partnership. I never looked back. I cut the cord. I broke the course. I completed the karmic lesson. And I got lonely. I got so lonely. It got so dark. It got so quiet. I started to feel that leveling out of the high of that awakening. And I started to enter into the underworld, which is what I had been running from. And what I had been running from was all my emotions and how I didn't feel accepted as a child, and how my parents shamed me for my big feelings and could never hold space, and how I felt in high school. All of those lost soul parts started knocking on my door, and all of the pain that I had pushed down started to rise back up. And that was almost a breaking point for me, where I hit the floor and everything that I had been running from and suppressing came running towards me. And I want to share with you that's the only way that we can become free. And that boogeyman that I was so afraid to face was my inner 2-year-old who felt rejected. There is no inner self-saboteur, the part of you that is silencing your truth, that is sabotaging romantic connections, that is hiding from the world your gifts. The part of you that's doing that is trying to save your damn life. And just let that move through your body. Don't take my word for it. You can disagree with any of this. I want to really bring you back to your own truth. There is no inner self-saboteur. The part of me that was silencing my truth was trying to keep me alive. So I thanked every lost soul part. Thank you. Thank you for fleeing. Thank you for disconnecting. Thank you for suppressing. I didn't have the tools to process at that time. So once I started to get the tools, it all flooded back and it was terrifying. I was starting to see spirits and I was having these really paranormal experiences. Side note, drop a heart in the comments if you want me to tell you about my psychic paranormal experiences, both when I was a child and when I started awakening and opening my gifts back up naturally. I was facing my biggest fears. But you know what I had? I had supernatural strength and I had the commitment to never leave me again. And that is what got me here. My dad used to say to me, Ashley, never give up. So let me say that to you today. Never give up. What is your new soul contract? When you declare that over your life, the waters part and God starts responding to you. So instead of you responding to life, you draw a line in the sand. I don't know how to live this contract. You'll be shown. You will be shown how. Declare what is most important to you. Is it to be accepted by others, or is it to stand in your integrity, even if people leave your life? This is fierce mother bear type integrity, and it's what built my dream life today. Living in my dream home with my dream partner. Not perfect. I'm still a deep feeler, and I have sobriety for a decade, and I am guiding 7 incredible souls in a high level online mentorship And I'm sharing my gifts with the world. I am visible in the world. All things I used to be terrified of and didn't feel ready for. So post-awakening for me was curse breaking, letting go of that partnership, closing the door, and making the most important thing, getting back into integrity with myself. Integrity. And I'm still working on that. So it always continues. And there's a void. There's a quiet place. I let go of so many friendships. I let go and I would watch all my college or all my high school friends, and they would be in their sororities. And I felt so alone Friday night after Friday night. I felt alone. But you know what I did have? I was getting my integrity back. And the value of that is 100 times what I thought I was missing out on. I knew that I was on the right track. So there's a lot of themes here as we go on this path of awakening to purpose as an empathic soul. I always felt it as a child. I'm here for something big. I don't know what it is, but I'm here for something big, and I'm still unraveling that. And when it comes to your deep feelings, how I do that now is I try my best to be a yes to every feeling, to not overanalyze it, but to actually go into my body and feel the emotion physically, to bring my consciousness down into my body. That's the alchemical marriage that we talked about last month in Mystic Monday. Bringing your awareness, which is up here, the light of your awareness, down into your animal body. Your emotions are in your body. Breathe and follow the path. See what messages are there. See what wisdom is there. And remember, that core practice is psychic boundaries. Your emotions are enough. So if you haven't said out loud and declared, I revoke all energies that are not mine, I am not a storage house for other people's emotions, it's time to do that, because a lot of what we feel is not even ours. And your emotions are more than enough. So command, command, command. I have a free PDF training on this. I'm giving it to you for free. It's got a morning meditation, evening meditation, and a whole PDF training. It's a bundle, whole PDF training on verbal commands. This is the power practice of the empath and the mystic, to invoke heavenly energies. So that is the foundational practice. You can get that. I will link it in the comments as well as the description, so you'll have that. If you don't have it yet, go get it and feel the difference. So that is what I have for you today. I would love to hear what stood out to you the most, and I'm so excited to continue on this journey of awakening to purpose as an empath and a mystic. Love you, and see you next week. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you loved this episode, share it with somebody who you really feel would benefit from this message. I'm sending you lots of love, and I'll see you in the next episode.